Diddy is my close friend. I've been to his parties and had a lot of fun there. I also met TD Jakes there. Jakes has come to Diddy's parties quite a few times. Diddy told me that Jakes is his boyfriend. Diddy also tell me that Jakes used to sleep with him.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
There's a saying, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong. Wait a minute, I'm not done now. You know, the devil goes, oh no, leave him alone, man, he's my favorite. Don't you bother him.
Yeah.
Conversely, when the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of that circumstance.
That's why TD Jakes was there, to try to fix his image. Ain't no money like church money. He was doing all the things to try to get his image straightened up.
I mean, it makes sense. And he also said in this lawsuit that when he was around Diddy, he seen Diddy give out guns, a lot of guns. And he said that the environment around Diddy was violent.
Well, I don't know. He also said Diddy distributed firearms and was selling drugs. Because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein, he was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced.
I come from compassion. It's just my nature. I come from a willingness to understand and to be understood. Right. And I come from wanting to connect. I mean, the secret of that show for 25 years is that people could see themselves in me.
Behind the placid interviews and perfectly manicured grins of Hollywood's top stars, something unusual is going on. The arrest of Diddy has caused long-established alliances and hidden connections to begin to fall apart. With all the anxious quiet and careful remarks, the formerly impregnable power network suddenly seems weak. The new storm is centered on 3 well-known figures: Denzel Washington, Bishop TD Jakes, and Oprah Winfrey. By openly denying ever attending Diddy's notorious parties, Oprah and Jakes have been attempting to distance themselves from the mayhem. However, Denzel's narrative stands alone. He remains silent. No defense or denial has been made by him. A growing number of people are starting to think Denzel could be hiding a lot of information from them. Some sources allege that years ago, Denzel observed something frightening at one of Diddy's gatherings and discreetly walked away, never to return. Speculation has even circulated that he may have preserved proof, which has been referred to online as the tapes. This may account for the uneasiness felt by several influential figures in the fields of entertainment and spirituality. Could it be that Denzel Washington is the only one holding the truth about what truly transpired behind closed doors? The rumors began circulating rapidly as Diddy's trial reached its most severe phase. As witness accounts came out, people online started questioning who celebrities had attended his mystery meetings. Videos and images started to spread, tying well-known people to the supposed parties.
Why haven't any of Diddy's friends spoke up for him?
My man, listen here. All those ones who made it to the Diddy party, to the after party, and to the hotel lobby, they not gonna ruin their brand. They not gonna say nothing. Man, I was watching the other day, listen to me. They did that, they on Channel 2 News here in New York. Gayle King and Nate and that other guy, they were talking about, they showed him beating Cassie, and they showed him the apology and the whole 9 yards. All they said is that we have commentary about that, but we got to go to a commercial. They never came back and said nothing about it. I was like, yo, damn. He still got power like that? Somebody still like him like that? Because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein. He was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them. I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support him. Because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z. We the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff. But you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or come forward and say, I support him.
I have all the proof of Diddy's gay parties. When I tried to leak the proof, Diddy threatened to kill me. I also have videos of Diddy performing sacrifices.
World-renowned Dallas pastor T.D. Jakes is named in a federal lawsuit against musician Sean Diddy Combs.
It's filed by a producer that worked with Combs. It discusses how the singer planned to leverage his relationship with the bishop.
With Diddy, he was using T.D. Jakes to fix his image. You believe that?
Well, we saw that to be true anyway. That's what he was trying to do all that time.
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties.
It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.D. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
That was when Oprah and Bishop T.D. Jakes decided to speak out. During a live talk at the Good Soil Forum in Dallas, Oprah stopped the debate to clear her reputation. She replied, "I've never been near a puff party. Anybody who knows me knows if there's a party, I'm the first one out." She attempted to make it seem casual, even hilarious, but the timing of her comment spoke a different message. The room was silent. People could feel she needed to get things off her chest. T.D. Jakes then stated that he had previously dropped into one of Diddy's parties short to wish him a happy birthday, but departed after approximately 30 minutes. He grinned and replied, "I'm almost 70 years old. What do I look like? I'm a grandfather."
Now, we also know that T.D. Jakes is allegedly also a power bottom. And he's a much older man. And they say he's very enthusiastic in his endeavors. What happens when he pops something loose? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because they're mentioning workers, but they're not mentioning women. They're mentioning men as workers.
Yeah.
Like is that a thing where like there's a website of what? It's just wild to hear like you mentioned the
You've never heard of Grindr?
I personally have not. That is what.
Why don't nobody ever talk about the fact that T.D. Jakes has an account allegedly on Grindr?
Oh, wow.
Grindr is a app. It's been around for about 15 years now. It's pretty much where you could put a GPS in it. So you go onto the app and it uses the location. And it routes you to the account of the man closest to you. And then y'all see him and you decide if you're going to do it at the 7-Eleven or do it at the gay club in the bathroom. It's a hookup site for promiscuous gay men.
Wow.
The Grindr.
Despite the laughs, both Oprah and Jakes appeared uncomfortable. They intended to shut the matter off entirely, but their denials simply made people more suspicious. Why talk about anything so detailed unless there was serious worry that further material may come out behind the scenes? Some claim both Oprah and Jakes have been anxious about what other people may know, particularly those like Denzel Washington, who was once near enough to notice what others may have disregarded. For years, Diddy's impact spread well beyond music. He moved in the same circles as politicians, clergy, millionaires, and media giants. He wasn't simply another star. He was someone who understood how to cultivate friends in high places, and that made him practically untouchable for a long time.
Video I was watching with Jay-Z and Diddy from back in, I guess early 2000s. We're going to go back and watch through all of this because
I think you need to, because everything was done in your face.
Yeah.
They played in all of our faces. All of this stuff was done right in everyone's face. So I want you to imagine how insane it is for the victims who know this is going on, know that the authorities are being paid off, know that no one's going to believe them, and you still got to find a way to survive.
Even though you're not getting your perp walk, would you like cameras I know they don't put cameras in federal court. Would you like to watch this thing unfold?
Oh, I think they're going to make an exception.
Ooh.
Diddy just became the new OJ. America can't afford to turn this bag down.
Oh.
I feel it. I feel it. Nancy Grace, greatest hits coming up. Sean P. Combs is a bad guy. She called him Sean P. Combs. She actually thought that P. Diddy was his legal name.
He changed.
P. Combs. He's a bad guy.
He recently changed.
You ain't kidding, Nancy. You ain't kidding.
He recently changed his name to Brother Love, to Love. Do you think there was a reason behind him changing his name?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the only lie that would work left. He done lied about everything else. I guess,
Like, maybe all these things happened when he was in his Diddy phase and before. Now the love phase, he's on to something else.
Now you're saying that this man is suffering from multiple personality disorder. If that's the case, then we got 4 different predators and they all need to get booked.
But when the allegations against him became public, the world he built began to collapse. Former assistants, ex-partners, and employees started to speak about what really went on at his gatherings. The stories were dark and disturbing. Suddenly, every person who had ever been seen with Diddy was being investigated by the public. People wanted to know who attended the parties, who looked the other way, and who helped keep things quiet. That was when the names of Oprah and TD Jakes started surfacing again. Both had worked with Diddy in charitable and business settings over the years. It was also revealed that Diddy admired Jakes' sermons deeply.
World-renowned Dallas pastor T.D. Jakes is named in a federal lawsuit against musician Sean Diddy Combs.
It's filed by a producer that worked with Combs. It discusses how the singer planned to leverage his relationship with the bishop to soften the impact on his public image of Casey Ventura's lawsuit. Ventura is a former girlfriend of Combs who filed her own lawsuit in November alleging abuse, violence, and sex trafficking.
Meanwhile, Combs' lawyer is criticizing the raids at 2 of the hip-hop mogul's homes in a federal sex trafficking investigation. He called them an unprecedented ambush. It comes as we're getting a new look inside Combs' L.A. house after the search by federal agents. Carter Evans has details about what the feds have uncovered so far.
A woman testifying under anonymity mentioned that Diddy used to share his favorite sermons with friends, many of them from Bishop T.D. Jakes. This made people question whether Jakes truly had no deeper connection or if there was more to the story. And then there was Denzel Washington, someone Diddy had openly admired and wanted to work with. Their friendship never became close, and now it seems Denzel may have known exactly why.
A new exclusive report in Us Weekly reveals actor Denzel Washington had a heated confrontation with rapper Sean Diddy Combs at an all-night party back in 2003. Washington reportedly abruptly left with his wife, telling Diddy, quote, "You don't respect anyone." This incident has resurfaced amidst Combs' current legal troubles. He faces charges of trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in.
Denzel Washington is one of the few persons in Hollywood who never needed to pursue attention. He has based his life on discipline, family, and faith. His reputation is clean, his words are measured, and his decisions are intentional. According to an elderly source, Denzel once attended one of Diddy's events with his wife, Pauletta. They didn't stay long. Something about the vibe didn't seem right. Denzel apparently told a pal later that it was not the sort of place he wanted to be.
You just came back from the Oscars, and congratulations, and hats off and kudos and all of that. But I got to ask you right now, Pastor Washington, you stepped in the middle of World War III. We were looking at Ukraine, and it happened on the Oscars. When Will, who I love, smacked Chris, who I love, you came in as a senior statesman into that situation. Now, don't let me tell you about it. You tell me, what happened? What happened? What happened? To these icons, these legends got into a fight in front of the world. What happened? No, it wasn't a fight. It was just one person slapping the taste out of the other one's mouth.
Well, there's a saying, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong. Wait a minute, I'm not done now. You know, the devil goes, oh no, leave him alone. Hey, he's my favorite. Don't bother him.
Yeah.
Conversely, when the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of that circumstance, that night. And fortunately, there were people there, not just me, but others in the Gap. Tyler Perry came immediately right over there with me, and some prayers, you know, keep it. I don't want to say what we talked about, but there but for the grace of God, go any of us.
Yeah.
You know, who are we to condemn? You know, I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, but I know the only solution was prayer. The way I saw it.
Unlike others who disregarded the warning signs, Denzel walked away and never went back. Some reports reported that during that short visit, he observed conduct that made him profoundly uncomfortable. Whether he took photographs, messages, or made notes has never been established. But the notion that he preserved the tapes has been whispered in Hollywood circles for years. If it is true, it would explain why he has been quiet all these time. Denzel understands the risk of speaking up in a profession founded on secrecy. Yet his silence carries weight because everyone knows he is not frightened of the truth.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let me
be,
rephrase
right,
it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized,
Yeah,
meaning
victims.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
And of those 8, how many seemed to be potentially?
2 to 3, possibly 3.
2 to 3. Also on the flash drives, Courtney, was what looked to be a manuscript written by, it appears to be a woman who had taken Kim Porter's private journals and had written a book. Is that accurate?
We don't know.
I don't
know how. Yeah.
I don't know how, who wrote it, put it together, but it was from her when I spoke to her.
What you received on the flash drives, was it the completed book or was it notes from Kim Porter that later were made into a book?
It was completed. It's only 60,
Okay.
only about 54 pages.
Sure, and in the beginning, it says, Kim made me promise that if something happened to her, I would make sure this book became public to the world. The way Sean moved, I knew that was a promise I would have to fulfill. Kim knew I was a woman of my word, and this book was going to make it to print. So it sounds like it is a woman who wrote up the notes from Kim Porter. Does that sound accurate?
It's how you read it, yes. I haven't even read the book.
Do you know who the woman is?
No.
And to be clear, he received it in its complete form. So I think just to make sure we have some clarity here, the manuscript that Mr. Burgess received was already in its complete form. It's not that he edited it or changed anything.
Got it.
He did give it to someone
Makes
else
sense.
who then edited it, but that's not how he received it.
People know how certain people act after 1 drink, 2 drinks. And if those girls was drinking out those bottles that he said Diddy laced, and he could show on camera, and he could show that some people had passed out or some people were acting a certain way after they had those drinks, he won his case on that one.
When you was around Diddy, was he doing drugs, like party drugs, like ecstasy and stuff like that?
Diddy wasn't the dude he is today when I was around him. You understand? He had just started, when I was about to leave, he had just started with because he never smoked weed, he never smoked cigarettes, I never seen him do cocaine or none of that shit. You understand? He would have it for people to do it. You understand? It's certain of his girls like to do it, and he would make sure it would be there. But he wasn't the one that did it. Diddy didn't start getting hooked on drugs until he got hooked on those painkillers. After he got hooked on those painkillers, he started drinking more, because he wouldn't even drink hard liquor. He was only drinking champagne, Don P or Cristal. He was not drinking hard liquor then.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. And he also claims that, Diddy, he was using TD Jakes to fix his image. You believe that?
Well, we saw that to be true anyway. That's what he was trying to do all that time. That's why TD Jakes was there, to try to fix his image. Ain't no money like church money.
His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter.
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
Hollywood pimp Oprah Winfrey paid $75 million to purchase sex tapes of Sean Diddy Combs raping an underage Justin Bieber and Aaron Carter, among other child stars. and is now selling the footage to Hollywood pedophiles, an industry insider reveals.
Oprah was the undisputed queen of television for a long time, thanks to her massive fan base and her own program. She exemplified the ideal of a Black woman thriving in a male-dominated field. She presented herself as a wonderful person, yet there seems to be a shadowy side to her. Oprah may be the next high-profile figure to get entangled in the controversy, which would certainly not be an attractive outcome given the current state of affairs surrounding the Diddy incident. How is Diddy doing? Let's check on him first. With his trial scheduled for May 2025, the federal government will have plenty of time to prepare their case and ensure that he remains incarcerated. According to experts, they are making every effort to uncover proof of any potential crime in order to prevent him from being granted bail and to have him charged on accusations of racketeering. At the same time, a witness has testified and provided disturbing details.
His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter. And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females.
The witness reveals that Diddy even had cameras in the bathroom to record his victims.
That's what took place, yes.
You're aware of surreptitious cameras that were recording in private places like bathrooms.
I didn't see the cameras. You could tell how the person was angled. I knew that it was a camera there because I was there. You know, I wasn't there. I don't know if the person was too tall, he was holding it or whatever, but I wasn't there.
According to the eyewitness, Diddy even had surveillance cameras installed in the victims' bathrooms.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
He also said that he had viewed 8 sex recordings suggesting that Diddy assaulted many celebrities, including at least 2 juveniles. He alleges that these videos purportedly belonged to Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, and the mother of 4 of his children. He supposedly also viewed passages from her book.
It was completed. It's only 60,
Okay.
only about 54 pages.
Sure, and in the beginning, it says, Kim made me promise that if something happened to her, I would make sure this book became public to the world. The way Sean moved, I knew that was a promise I would have to fulfill. Kim knew I was a woman of my word, and this book was going to make it to print. So it sounds like it is a woman who wrote up the notes from Kim Porter. Does that sound accurate?
It's how you read it, yes. I haven't even read the book.
Do you know who the woman is?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. That's crazy, man. But why haven't any of Diddy's friends spoke up for him?
My man, listen here. All those ones who made it to the Diddy party, to the after party, and to the hotel lobby, they not gonna ruin their brand. They not gonna say nothing. Man, I was watching the other day. Listen to me. They did that, they on Channel 2 News here in New York. Gayle King and Nate and that other guy, they were talking about, they showed him beating Cassie, and they showed him the apology and the whole 9 yards. All they said is that we have commentary about that, but we got to go to a commercial. They never came back and said nothing about it. I was like, yo, damn. He still got power like that? Somebody still like him like that? Because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein. He was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them. I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support him. Because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z, we the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff, but you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or come forward and say, I support him.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Nobody haven't came out to support him, man. Not one person outside of Stevie J.
Stevie don't count, bro.
And one more bombshell. Kim's book was supposedly complete at the time of her death.
So they have been in contact with you. Is that why you're here today?
Yes.
Okay.
Homeland Security.
Oh, wow. So were you surprised, or was that the call that you were kind of waiting for?
Surprise.
Oh. Do you feel like the interview had had anything to do with it, or?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you know Sean Combs?
Generation. You know, Frank Lucas was my godfather and his father, and then we both was in the music business for 30 years together.
So you personally know him?
Not who? No, who personally?
Sean Combs.
Not personally.
But you know of him. He knows of you.
Yeah. I used to be in Tupac, Hussein Fatal. He stopped a lot of my music. A lot of other people who didn't care about him. You understand? That's not around today.
Right. So
Stewart from Def Jam Records.
And who said that they had been abused, saying it happened decades ago, and they thought that they could look at the evidence in this case, which is about assault, and view it fair and unbiased based on what comes into the courtroom. And one woman who is proceeding said she was arrested when she was 16 for shoplifting at Harry Potter's World at Universal Studios. The judge asked her what she stole. She said it was a...
Today in a New York federal courtroom, Sean Diddy Combs told the judge he was, quote, a little nervous. The rap mogul's criminal trial began this morning. He is trafficking, racketeering, and more.
Taking this album on has required so much time, months and at a time, 16 hours, 24 hours a day. Sometimes, Diddy will request certain works to be done and tell us don't go to sleep until it's done. And the truth is, we'll be up for days trying to accomplish that. I've tried to get my business straight with them on this album, but the truth is they're not playing fair. They hit me on below the belt on so many situations, just dealing with this. The contract that they gave me and the offer that they gave me was just disgusting. The producer fee, pennies, and on top of that, these guys are trying to steal my publishing. I can't go for that, so I'm fighting back. He's a fighter, but I'm gonna put in this fight. I gotta do it for myself, my rights, and most importantly, my kids. Taking my publishing or stealing it, I'm not gonna let that happen.
All this transpired when Courtney Burgess did a YouTube interview in which he admitted having viewed the videos. He was subsequently handed a subpoena and forced to appear before the grand jury. He added that he knew about Diddy via comparable social circles.
You can't mention celebrities per se. You did mention some in the interview. So just to clarify, you can back that up with actual factual footage.
We have, it's things that we have, but we got to go to the other courthouse. So I don't know if that's any more questions, but we got another hearing to go.
Are you nervous or do you feel cool?
Nah, I ain't never nervous. The only thing that's fair to me is God.
So I know you did mention what was on the flash drive before. Would you be able to kind of go over that now, or is that something that you can't discuss?
No, we're trying to discuss that now, what we will be able to talk to in terms of what was available and what was on those flash drives.
Okay.
But it was the book,
So it is Kim Porter's book, but not necessarily some of the stuff with the celebs that were mentioned besides.
It's hers. Nobody touched it.
Oh, so it is her official book.
Yes.
He emphasized that his residences weren't raided. The marshals were only required to visit to his residence and notify him that he needed to appear in court as a witness.
Something that we can say almost with a certainty, that if there is a superseding indictment, that is going to affect the trial date, right? May 5th, 2025, the current scheduled trial date. New charges could mean new evidence to look at, new discovery to go through, new witnesses to find and interview, new experts to find. Depending on the charges, defenses could change too. It's a lot to go through. It's a lot that could change. So it seems to me if that he really is subject to a superseding indictment, that trial date will be pushed off. Now,
experts have pointed out that this may influence the present trial date, since fresh evidence might lead to more charges. After all, federal prosecutors have said that the 3 counts presently on the table, sex trafficking, RICO, and transportation to participate in prostitution, weren't the ultimate foundation.